Dear students, welcome back to our third class of the first chapter, that is atmosphere and agriculture meteorology. In today's class, we are going to learn the differences between weather and climate, definitions of meteorology and climatology, like weather and climate, differences between meteorology and climatology, agricultural meteorology, agricultural climatology definitions, and the practical utility of study of agricultural meteorology, and finally the agricultural seasons. Okay, so very interesting, very fundamentals and basics. Before I actually start the class, I would like to share with you a good writings of Swami Vivekananda. It is learned from the works of Swami Vivekananda that he always felt students are like naturally growing plants in a garden. If the gardener provides water, nutrients sufficiently, the plants grow very healthily and they grow to their potential level, and they complete, the plants grow to their potential level. Good. Similarly, if a teacher provides knowledge and inspire the students in every sphere of their student life with morals, values, ethics, social responsibility, etc., the students perform excellent. Swami Vivekananda always said this quote or his experiences on students like this innumerable times. Of course, it inspired me a lot. That's why I am sharing with you. Now, coming to our class, in the atmosphere and agriculture meteorology second class, at the end, I defined weather and climate for your benefit, and now once again I just give the definitions of weather and climate once again. Weather is defined as a state or condition of the atmosphere at a given place and at a given instant of time. At 2:30 p.m. today, the temperature is 35.1, for example. That is called as weather. Now, climate, by definition, the generalized weather or summation of weather conditions over a given region during comparatively longer period. In southern India, the winter temperatures range from 15 to 30 degrees centigrade. Larger area, longer period. Instant of time, particular place, weather. Larger area, longer time, climate. There are distinct differences between weather and climate. Weather is a typical physical condition of the atmosphere, whereas climate is generalized condition of the atmosphere which represents and describes the characteristics of a region. Weather changes from place to place, even in a small locality. Climate is different in different large regions. Weather changes according to time. Every moment, every second, every minute, every day, every week, every month, like that. Okay? Climate changes require longer time, years together. Okay? Similar numerical values of weather of different places usually have same weather. However, similar numerical values of climate of different places usually have different climates. The meaning of it is similar numerical value, say 20.5 degrees centigrade in 10 places, may have almost same weather, feeling or impact. However, similar numerical values of climate, that means southern India 15 to 30 degrees centigrade, a particular Andean country 15 to 30 degrees centigrade of winter season may not be the same. That is the meaning of it. Now, another difference between weather and climate is crop growth, development and yield are decided by weather in a given season. However, the information on climate is helpful in selection of crops suitable for a place based on the climate of the region. Coming to weather, under abnormal weather conditions, planners or policymakers can adopt a short-term contingency planning. However, the information on climate helps in long-term agricultural planning. These are the basic differences between weather and climate. Now, let us go to another subheading, that is agricultural meteorology. In this particular aspect, we are going to learn very simple basic definitions of meteorology, climatology, differences between meteorology and climatology initially. Okay? Meteorology is defined as the science of atmosphere. As I said in the first class, atmosphere is a colorless, odorless and tasteless physical mixture of gases enveloping the earth on all sides. So, by definition, the science of atmosphere is meteorology. Then what is climatology? Climatology is very interesting, very simple. The science dealing with the factors which determine and control the distribution of climate over the Earth's surface. Once again, I repeat the definition. The science dealing with the factors which determine and control the distribution of climate over the Earth's surface is climatology. The factors affecting the climate of a region are latitude, altitude, land and water, winds and air masses, low and high pressure belts, mountain barriers, ocean currents, extent of forests, etc. These are known as climatic elements. So, by definition, meteorology and climatology Meteorology is the science of atmosphere. Climatology is the science dealing with the factors which determine and control the distribution of climate over the Earth's surface. Now, coming to the differences between meteorology and climatology. Meteorology is derived from the Greek word meteor, means lower atmosphere or a thing above the land surface. Logos means to speak, discourse or study. Climatology is derived from Greek word clima, means slope of the earth. Logos means again speak, discourse or study. Meteorology is a combination of both physics and geography. Climatology is a combination of meteorology and statistics. The science of meteorology utilizes principles of physics to study the behavior of the air. Climatology broadens the findings of meteorology in space and time. That means area and period. Finally, the science of meteorology is concerned with analysis of weather elements individually for a shorter period over a smaller area, whereas the science of climatology discusses the average conditions of weather over a longer period and larger area and their distribution. So, from the foregoing information on the interrelations between meteorology and climatology, it is clear that these sciences inevitably overlap, and on many an occasion it is difficult to draw a sharp line. However, they have definite roles to play as far as agriculture is concerned. Now, let us go to what is the definition of agricultural meteorology. The definition of agricultural meteorology is the study of those aspects of meteorology that have direct relevance to agriculture. The study of those aspects of meteorology that have direct relevance to agriculture. Again, the definition of meteorology, the science of atmosphere. Now, as far as agricultural meteorology is concerned, the study of those aspects of meteorology that have direct relevance to agriculture is called as agricultural meteorology. Now, let us define the agricultural climatology and its understanding. A branch of applied climatology which studies the influence of climate on different processes of agriculture. For your benefit, I repeat once again, agricultural climatology is defined as a branch of applied climatology which studies the influence of climate on different processes of agriculture. The abbreviated form of agricultural meteorology is agrometeorology. On the same analogy, the abbreviated form of agricultural climatology is agroclimatology. Now, after understanding what is meteorology, what is climatology, what is agricultural meteorology and what is agricultural climatology, we should understand what is the practical utility or importance of study of agricultural meteorology. In a broader manner, the study of agricultural meteorology helps in planning cropping systems or cropping patterns. Second, in selection of sowing dates for optimum crop yields. Third one, the cost effective ploughing, harrowing, weeding, etc. Reducing the losses of applied chemicals and fertilizers. Judicious irrigation to crops. Efficient harvesting of all crops. Reducing or eliminating outbreak of pests and diseases. Efficient management of soils which are formed out of weather action. Managing weather abnormalities like cyclones, heavy rainfall, floods, drought, etc. These can be achieved by protection, avoidance, mitigation. Effective environmental protection, avoiding or minimizing losses due to forest fires. These are the practical utilities or importance of study of agricultural meteorology or significance of study of agricultural meteorology. So that means the study of agricultural meteorology helps in every aspect of agriculture. After knowing or understanding the practical utility, importance and significance of study of agricultural meteorology, let us also try to understand what is the scope of agricultural meteorology. The influence of weather on agriculture can be on a wide range of scales in space and time. So, the scope of agricultural meteorology is reflected in space and time. At the smallest scale, the subject of agricultural meteorology involves the study of microscale processes taking place within the layers of the air adjacent to the leaves of the crop, soil surfaces, that much minute level. The agrometeorologists have to study the structure of the leaf canopies, which affects the capture of light, and how the atmospheric carbon dioxide may be used to determine rates of crop growth. That means at the smallest scale, very simple, smallest scale, how the atmospheric carbon dioxide determines the rate of crop growth. From there, on a broader scale, agrometeorologists have to use standard weather records. For what? To analyze and predict the responses of plants. Although the subject implies primary concern with atmospheric processes, the agrometeorologist is also interested in the soil environment because of the large influence the weather can have on soil temperature and on the availability of water and nutrients to the plant roots. The agrometeorologist also be concerned with the study of glass houses and other protected environments designed for improving agricultural production. So that means the scope of agricultural meteorology is reflected in space and time. At the smallest scale, how the atmospheric carbon dioxide determines the rates of growth of crop plant. In a broader scale, standard weather records are analyzed to predict the responses of plants and crops, and the agrometeorologist is also concerned with glass houses and protected environments in which the agricultural crops are grown. Now, let us go to a very simple and interesting small topic of agricultural seasons. Usually, the earth goes on making one rotation around itself in one day, and it also makes one rotation around the sun in 365 days. In this process, what is happening is seasons are formed. Usually spring season spreads from March to May. March, April, May is spring. Summer, June, July, August. Autumn, September, October and November. Winter, December, January and February. Okay, so these are the seasons. As far as agriculture is concerned, Kharif season is usually known as southwest monsoon season. Rabi season is usually known as northeast monsoon season. Kharif season spreads from June to September. Rabi season spreads from October to February. Summer season February to May. Thanking you for your patient hearing. We meet in our next class and study individual weather elements. Thanking you. May God bless you.